No one wants the COVID. So we're all doing our part to stay home and stay healthy during this pandemic, right? But if you're not careful, you might fall victim to something else. Zoom doom. Hi everyone, Dr. Thomas Lamar of Anchor Chiropractic and the 100-Year Lifestyle. And I'm not here to pick on Zoom. They'll likely be heralded as one of the innovators that helped us all achieve a level of social togetherness in this time of mandated social distancing. But we do need to be aware that the increased and accumulated amounts of screen time and work at home time that most of us are experiencing during this stay-home order may be setting us up for problems down the road. Problems with sleep, vision, weight gain, behavioral and psychological issues, and the list goes on. We're still finding things out. But for this quick tips video, let's focus on what I'm calling Zoom doom when it comes to your spine and nervous system and what to do about it. A recent poll by the American Chiropractic Association on Facebook found, not surprisingly, that 92% of us chiropractors have seen an uptick in neck, lower back, and musculoskeletal issues since these stay-home guidances went into effect back in March. When you boil it all down, it's all about posture. Poor posture, especially over time, abnormally loads the bones of your spine, setting you up for arthritis and pain, and ramps up the tension in the spinal cord and nerves. And because your nerves go everywhere, that can mess up everything. Research shows that stretching a nerve just 6% can decrease the strength of its impulse by up to 70%. Add to this the stress and uncertainty that the pandemic is having on all of us, and you've created the perfect storm for Zoom doom. So what do? Here are 3 quick tips to help you avoid the doom. Tip number 1, watch your ergonomics. While your newly appointed stay-home office may afford you the creature comforts of home within arm's reach, it's usually not as ergonomic as the one at work. In other words, it's more likely to cause injury. So make sure that your screen is either at eye level or just slightly below to encourage proper posture and reduce neck strain. Also, you'll want to make sure your keyboard sits at a level where your arms don't have to raise up. This will minimize strain in your shoulder muscles. Keyboard trays are great for this, but you may need to improvise with something on your lap or raise your chair. And speaking of your chair, make sure it's supportive and encourages good posture. But even with the best ergonomics, time does take its toll, so don't forget about the rule of opposites. If you've been sitting hunched over for a long period, do an opposite activity to undo the negative effects and keep things balanced. Laying on an exercise ball and opening up is one of my favorites, as well as doing a set of shoulder blade squeezes. Tip number 2, stand. They say sitting is the new smoking. Not only does excessive sitting put undue stress on the spine and nervous system, but research is showing that it increases your risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. So don't be afraid to change it up and stand. And while you may not have a stand-up workstation at home, there's no reason with a little ingenuity you can't make one. Sure, you can still sit, but offering your body a sit-stand variety throughout the day will go a long way in keeping you healthy. Oh, for added variety, try using the ball as a chair. You'll find that it is nearly impossible to sit on a ball and slouch at the same time. And finally, tip number 3, take breaks. Giving yourself periodic breaks will make a big difference in reducing the accumulation of stress that builds in your body from doing the same thing over and over. Take a walk around your yard to allow your body to do something different, and focus on distant objects to give your eyes a needed change. The time out in the fresh air will likely do you some good and will give your brain fresh energy to get back at it. Oh, before we go, here's a bonus tip. Don't forget about your chiropractor. While these quick tips are an important component of staying healthy, they can only go so far on their own. The stresses we face in this world are real, pandemic or not. Whether they are physical, like sitting with poor posture, emotional, like the cloud of fear and anxiety we are all under, or chemical, like all the bleach we've been using to sanitize everything. It's all stress, and it challenges your body every day. Sure, look for ways to minimize the stress, absolutely. But because it's impossible to completely eradicate, give your body the resources it needs to successfully adapt. And that's how we chiropractors can help. Need some? Zoom to the phone and give us a call.